Alright, day 2, we're going to try to get this clutch off with the oil method. See how well that works. What you do is you got to get a 3/4 fine thread. So 3/4 by 16 bolt, which is the thread on the clutch. Fill it up with some oil, and then just hammer that down. Not hammer, but thread that down with the impact gun and see if it pops off. So let me find the impact. Alright, so we'll put some oil in it. Now if it does pop loose, it's going to make a mess. Okay. Now some people wrap Teflon. I might as well do it. I couldn't find my air impact, so we're going to see if my stubby will do it. So let me wrap this bolt with some Teflon tape. Okay, so I got the bolt wrapped in some Teflon. Alright, just give it a try. Look at that, and it worked. I want to hold this down so the oil doesn't really leak out. Alright, let's try to catch this oil. Okay, here we go. I can't believe that worked. That easy. And with my stubby impact. Amazing. Alright, let's catch this oil. It's not going to be good. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Oil's leaking out. Alright, let's pop the clutch off. Look at that. Amazing. And our cover fell off. Perfect. Clean this up. Put our clutch away. Now, I can straighten this cover out. We could time the engine. The only thing I don't know is if I can get that clutch on while the motor's in the golf cart. I believe I can, but might as well put the whole engine together and put the clutch on the bench here. Makes it easier. Alright. And when it comes time to time these engines, you can see the keyway here. That's got to line up with that little nub right there. So just spinning the crankshaft over will turn that. And there's a plate that goes on top of it. So I'm going to put this plate back on now that I know where that keyway is. Put a Sharpie mark on that tooth so I know which one, so I don't have to have this off. Perfect. Idler doesn't sound too good. Okay, so you can see the way this idler works is you loosen that bolt, and there's a spring behind there. And that would be tension. So what I'm going to do is hold it back here, tighten that nut up, or bolt up, so that it holds the tensioner back. So then we'll be able to put the belt on, and all I have to do is loosen that bolt, and it'll tension itself. And then I tighten the bolt back up. And that bolt with the idler stays in the back position, so it's not putting any tension on the belt. So then we can install the belt once we have the head on and all that, time it, loosen this back up, it'll tension the belt for us. Let's see if there's anything I can do with this cover, straightening it out. Dropping everything. It's not good. grab some pliers and see what we can do here. Okay. Just gotta flatten these, and that seems about it. If it fits on there, we're good. Got a tiny hammer. That cover there so we can loosen that tensioner like I was showing you before. Now if we could just bend these out. Now luckily this isn't holding in oil or anything, it's kind of just a dust cover. So hopefully this will be good enough. Okay, let's see how it fits. Looks like it fits pretty good. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the belt. That's my only concern. Only other thing is it doesn't really, these holes don't line up. Maybe this is a little bent still too. Straighten this out. Maybe flatten this out some more. Give it another try. Okay, now the holes line up pretty much. Fits on there pretty good. You just gotta tweak it to the right a little bit to get them all to fit. I say it's pretty good. Now it's time to get this head put back together. So today I went to see Tim again. Picked up another valve. So now we have 2 brand new intake valves. I also picked up some lapping compounds. We're gonna, what do you call it, grind these seats a little bit. And maybe I'll clean up that valve guide just a tad bit more. And I also picked up brake clean, so we'll be able to clean this up real nice. So let me clean up this valve guide real quick and be right back. That brake clean really cleans it up. Look at that. Like new. Went to AutoZone and went to go get some brake clean, and they told me they had some of these on sale. I think it was like 2 for $5 or something. Good deal. Oops. Okay, let's grind some of these valve seats. Cool. I'll get some gear oil to put on these while we grind them. Okay, so all you're gonna do is apply some of the compound to the face of the valve. Spread it. Oh yeah, you can feel how gritty that is. I might as well just do this. Okay, so then you just insert the valve. Oh, forgot my oil. Put a tiny bit of oil. What you're gonna do is insert it. Come from the back, grab the valve, just spin it. Put a little bit of pressure on it, tiny bit. Might be easier to do from the, oh nope. It's hard to do it, there's not enough room. I don't have a little, one of those suction cup things. Rotate it a little bit, come back. Okay, I'm just gonna do that to the rest of them. Okay, I found a tool I can use that fits on the valve. Doesn't grab it too hard. It's a lot easier now. I believe it's a tap handle actually. Okay, that works well. Second valve. You can actually hear the difference. It gets a little smoother. As you grind it down, the paste becomes a higher grit. All right. Okay, so I did all the grinding on the valve seats. Now I'm gonna clean off the whole head, some brake clean. Now that our grinding's done, you could see looking all right, looking all right. That's the best one right there. Clean the head out. Now we're all clean on this side, just a few little things. Gotta clean the valves, the springs, retainers, and the collets, and we'll put the valves back in, put the cam in, put the rockers in, and put the head on the block. I also have to install these the valve stem seals. So what I'm going to do, I'm reusing them, of course. So I'm using a socket that'll fit over there, and I can just tap it on. I saw this somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it. It was on a video, obviously, but it was of. It was. I don't know if they can do it when they're putting the valve or the spring and collets back in, but it made it really easy for them to take it out. I forgot. I don't remember if they just pushed a socket over, but I feel like there was something magnetic. When they pushed it, it just sucked the collets up. I can't remember what they used. So if anybody knows, can you remind me? Because I cannot remember for the life of me. See how hard this is? I just can't remember what they used. Using a magnetic screwdriver. Check. You put it down evenly. What did they use? Got most of those valves in on the last one. Just like that, they are all in. All right, I guess it's time to put the head back on the block here. So let's get to that. Okay, so you wouldn't want to reuse the head gasket, of course, but I got some of this copper spray gasket. I'm just going to coat the top here. Okay. You can see the head gasket. It says up. There you go. Up. If you flip it around, it doesn't say up. So we'll spray both sides of this. Do it over here. This stuff smells really good. And we'll just place it on. Okay. We will also spray the head. And now just place the head on top. Perfect. And now obviously there's a pattern for this, so I'm gonna go look at that real quick and go find the torque spec for the head. Be right back. Okay, so there's 7 bolts total, 3 different sizes. There's a long one, a medium one, and I'm sorry. There's 1 long one, 4 medium ones, and then 2 short ones. So the long one goes here. The 4 mediums go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's 2 short ones that go right here. So I don't know, because a kid before me took this head off. So I only have 1 short one, and I have 5 long ones. So I don't know why that is, because I took them all out, kept them in one spot. So I don't know what that's about. So I'm just going to cut that down a little bit so I could still torque this head down. And the torque spec is 16.7, I think it was, to 19.3. I'm going to come back with that. I'll go look again. But to be safe, I'll do 18. Okay, so the torque pattern goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I also cut that bolt down so now it fits. So let me get the torque wrench. Okay, so I'm going to go with 18 foot-pounds. Got no one to hold it for me. Shoot. Okay, there's a click. second click. Oh, I don't like how that feels. Feels like it's gonna strip it out. Yeah, just skip that one. Just keep going. Okay, there's a click. Go to the one I cut. I forgot to put these ones in. Okay, there's a click from that. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't like how that. All right, we'll call that one good. Don't want to go any more. Okay, so our head's torqued down. Now we gotta do the rockers. I still gotta clean up that camshaft. Okay, the steel wool is working nicely. A little bit of PB wouldn't hurt. So you can see that there. Watch, after just a couple seconds, it's already coming off. Look at that, gone. So we'll just do this to all the lobes here. Okay, and there's the after. So we'll do the same to the rocker shaft. Still a little bit on there, but I'll just run it extra hard to wear that rust off. Nice. Just gonna put that back in the motor here for a second, or temporarily, so I'm not getting dirt on it. Okay, so now we gotta do that rocker shaft. Oh, that don't look too bad, but we'll just quickly clean it up. Forgot to hit the record button, but I put the rocker shaft in with the rocker arms. So now I gotta put these other tappets in. So what I have to do now is put this on here, and there's a little nub it lines up with. And since the kid took this apart, I don't know where some of the bolts are. I think I'm just missing a few. So I couldn't find, the only ones that I found that fit in there were this, but these ones, there's 3 of them, but I think they go somewhere else. So I looked and I had a bolt. Fits, but it was a little too long, so I cut it down. Now I'm just gonna use an impact on this because I can't really tighten it while, you know, because the camshaft will spin. Okay, say that's good. You can hear all the valves. There's way too much, I have to adjust all them. I don't know if I have my feeler gauges with me though. I think I left them somewhere. Cool. All right, let's just grab the belt, see what it looks like. Okay, fits pretty good. Making compression, which is good. So now let's time it. Okay, the way to time it, like I said before, was there's a little, well, you have to take this washer cover off and you have to look at the keyway. I just put a Sharpie mark so I knew where it was. And that keyway will line up with a tooth. And what you gotta do, there's a little nub right here on this side backing plate here. You'll see it. Just line that tooth up with the nub. Just like that, so it's in line. And then you gotta take your top one in the smallest hole here, which is also aligned with the tooth. There's a notch on the top. Right here, you'll see it. Can't see it on the camera, I don't think. But right here, there's a notch, and you gotta line up that tooth with that notch. So now, you put the belt on. Careful not to move it. This might be a little tricky because the belt, we can't get it, it might be best to take this off first. Let's see. We'll come up from this side. Go 1 notch over, see what it looks like. Okay, that's too much. I'd say that's just about right. So we'll walk it on by spinning the crankshaft on the other side to walk this belt on. Make sure that your tensioner is loosened up. Okay. Just like that. I'll take these spark plugs out so I can turn it easier. Get this belt lined up. Make a couple revolutions. Okay, cool. So now, all you gotta do is loosen this up. See how I just tensioned the belt there? Just tighten it back up. There's also a torque spec for that. I'm gonna look at it and tighten it up to the proper torque. But now, our belt's good. There's not that much deflection in it. Now we're timed. Now I'll recheck it. Put that tooth up at the top. And we're pretty well in time here. So, we're good. So I threw this cover back on now. I want to make sure that the belt doesn't interfere. All right, let's see if we can hear anything. so many other noises, you can't really hear it. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, so I couldn't find my feeler gauges, so took my caliper and I measured this piece of paper, which is about 6,000 actually, 6,000ths of an inch. So we're just gonna adjust it to this piece of paper for now. Jesus, it's tight. Yep, you just want the slightest bit of resistance. Okay. Yep. Do the other one. What am I doing? Trying to stick the screwdriver in there. Okay, right there. Nope, it's too tight. Only reason I hate long screwdrivers. Can't get... Yep, that's good. Roll these ones down. Flip the piece of paper. Well, you get the idea. Okay, so I'm gonna put the carburetor back on. Oh, but I don't remember how this goes. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember how this goes. See if I have a picture. So I'm gonna put a very little bit of gasket maker on this. Now, I don't want to touch it with my finger because then I can't touch anything else. It gets everywhere. I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna pull it back off and the gasket should stick to the, so I can get the other side. Yeah, that's right. I just hope this is how it came off, because I went to go look at the video I had, but I didn't really see anything. I guess I didn't video taking this off. Thought I did. Find the 2 bolts that go there. See if these ones fit. Yep. Okay. Now see, I can't remember whether this goes on. Let's really clean this off. Oh, don't want to take that part off. No, there's no way that goes on, is there? Maybe that goes there, and then this piece goes on. That's the choke, so it goes this way. Is that the way it goes? Can't be. Maybe it is. Where does it go? This way. Does this go on first, and then this, and then the carburetor? I'm not sure. Seems a little bit better. I think that's the way. Let me look at a couple more videos. Okay, I had it right the second time. Clean this up real nice. Take this back off. Okay, that's on there. So take another gasket. And we'll just smear some on here. And put on the gasket. Okay. Wipe it clean. Throw some gasket on here too. And another side. Okay. Another gasket. Now the shield. Throw a little bit more gasket. Do it on this side too. Okay. Throw this on. Last gasket. Now I had that material that you can make your own gasket, but I left that at school. Gotta go get my tools since this virus thing is happening. We're not going back to school. So I gotta go up soon and get my toolbox and get everything else. Okay, so, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay, that goes in that side. Alright. Now the carb. And lastly, should probably clean this up too. The throttle linkage mount. I'll pressure wash this thing after. So we'll put a little more liquid. Slides on. Just like so. And then the air box goes on, which is underneath. Okay, I threw the fan shroud back on because I remember I took that off after I took this off, so I just want to make sure I wouldn't mess anything up, so I wouldn't have to do something twice, which I'm going to probably take the motor apart again, so that is doing something twice, but okay. Now we'll throw these back in. Not sure what bolts go there because I didn't take them out. Okay, it's nice and tight. It's on there. Gotta find the bolts for this. Let me find them. Shoot. I shouldn't have cut that head bolt. That's the manifold bolt. He confused them. Here's the head bolt. See that? That one bolt's not long enough. Shoot, I knew this looked a little too rusty compared to the other ones. I should have known. Well, I don't want to take it back out. I'll just get a new bolt to put in here. But for now, we can put it back in. Shoot. Oh well. Sorry, I gotta get in front of you here for a second. Okay. Let's see how. I wonder how much we'll thread in. If it will at all. Very little. I don't even think it is threading in. Not long enough. Well, maybe once we tighten these other ones. Shoot. Shouldn't have cut it. Look at that, won't thread in. Gotta go get a new bolt. But we'll tighten these ones up. I don't know, I didn't see a torque spec for these, so we'll just snug them up by hand. how you know they're tight when they start creaking. Okay. Let's see, this one's still not long enough. Nope. Yeah, because I looked at it at first and I thought he snapped one. I was like, how? I was like, shoot. But wonder if he caught me. I just realized didn't put this on first. Gotta take it back off. What the hell? Alright, well, we gotta straighten this out first. See how this fits on there right now. Okay, it's gonna need some work. See if we can straighten this any. Pretty good. Look at that. Like new. Except this has got to get bent down. All right. I guess this has to bend up or down. I'm not sure. I think up. This one corner is not really fitting though. See that? It's not going. There we go. Almost. Nice. Holes line up. There's some worry about this though. Should squeeze it in there. All right, screw it in. Come on. Oh, you couldn't see how it fit. Shoot, there we go. missing one little bolt for up here, which I feel is pretty important. It'll hold this back out of the way. See if I can find it. Now to put the manifold back on. Okay, I'd say it's tight. Oh yeah, it's tight. Alright, I think we should put some oil in it. Or should I wait till it's in the cart? Let me think. I think it's time to put the clutch back on. I mean, we always know how to take it off now. If we need to. So, why not put it up? Should I put some anti-seize in there? Oh, I don't have any. I'm sure I'll be coming back off. I'll put some more anti-seize in there. Jeez. See, now I don't know how tight you're supposed to make this either. Is that the? Yeah. No. That's not the right bolt. Here's the right bolt. First try. But now, see, I can't remember which. There was a washer on it. Where's the washer? Okay, now to throw those spark plugs back in. Okay, so the engine's back together. I just ate dinner. It's about ready to throw in. And I'm just looking here. I don't remember. Yeah, I showed you in the last video how that one tire was lower than the other side. So I was taking a look. I took this off. I took some measurements. And it turns out, you can even see underneath. Let's see. See how there's... I can't get my phone. Okay, there we go. Okay, what I was trying to show you was, you see how much room there is between that black piece and the white plastic? Now, if you look on this side, it's a lot less. So, what I think happened is somebody backed up into something because I took some measurements and from here to a spot up front there was, what was it? Okay, I don't remember what the measurement was, but there was an inch difference between each side. So someone backed into something and actually, I believe, tweaked that frame there. So we can either, there's a couple things we could do. We could tie one end to a tree and then come along the other. Or what I think might be a little bit better, maybe we can, maybe we can wrap a chain around here and then around a tree and then, you know, just hit the gas pedal. See how well that works. I have to mount that back motor support and it straddles the axle, so I'm gonna go underneath and mount that up. And then we'll be able to drop the engine in. Okay, time to set the engine in. How am I gonna do this? This is gonna be hard. If I get up in here. it is in. Just gotta line it up. Get that belt on. Let me get that belt on first. Come on. Get the belt out. Cable above. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. Shoot. Just gotta mess with it. Okay, just gotta run a couple bolts in. Let me do that quick. To start recording, so I got the engine in. It's all bolted in. Put a new end on the red wire there with the blue cap or blue spade. Also, I don't have a key, so I just made a little jumper wire here. And one of these where is it? This wire here got pulled out behind that bigger battery terminal. So I sprayed some PB so I don't wreck that solenoid. Hopefully I can get the nut off. I'll put a new terminal on. What else am I doing? I'm probably gonna put the alternator in and hook that alternator up. I might have to look up. There's like 4 connections on here. Or 3, 1, 2, and 3. I have to see. I don't know which one goes where, so I might have to look that up. Forgot to put the skid plate on. Shoot. Gotta unbolt that and put the skid plate on. I can't find a nut for the alternator. Long bolt that goes there. I can't find a nut. Same, I don't have a nut for that front engine mount. I have to go get one for that. But I'm thinking we're gonna be able to start it tonight. Oh yeah, that's right. Got the muffler on. That was simple. 2 bolts on the manifold, 2 bolts for a support, and 1 bolt way down there. So everything else is coming along. Let's get that alternator in. And don't let me forget it. I gotta put oil in it. Hopefully a blue rag reminds me. I don't have a cap for the filter, or not the filter. I don't have a cap for the valve cover, so I don't know what he did with it. So I'm gonna see. I can go back and ask him if he has it. But for now, the blue rag's in there, so nothing gets in there. So let's get the alternator in. And check this out. I got lucky. Just put those jack stands in the right spot. Look at that. Perfectly balanced. Go back, go forward. Just so I remember, this is a 1/2 inch bolt Gotta get a 1/2-inch nut. Slide this in. You want to put the side with the head where the belt is because it's skinnier, not skinnier, but doesn't stick out as much as the end with the nut on it. Just like that. You're kind of able to guess where the wires go on this alternator because the length and the way they sit. So you see this one, try to do it so you can see this one just kind of lines up straight there. And there's this little green one. Where is it? Here it is. And that lines up just about with the one on the back side here. So that's kind of how they go. Hopefully it's right. Otherwise we'll see some smoke. That wouldn't be a good thing. Put the nut back on. There's the ground cable, I believe, hooks up to there somewhere too. So tighten those up, and I'm gonna have to go from underneath. So got the alternator back on with the wires all connected. The ground from the motor goes to this bottom terminal. And this is that jumper wire that goes to the side of the alternator. And it turned out that green one didn't go here. That green wire went on the side. And there's a wire that goes to the relay. And that's it. And I was looking at these wires, I couldn't figure out where these went, and I finally saw that they go on the coil, or whatever that is. The only other thing is the low oil pressure sensor. I don't know where that goes. I'm thinking that it must ground out, go on a post or something, so then when there's no oil pressure, it just kills the spark. Maybe on the bottom. Let me look on the bottom of this thing. So I just looked it up, and it turns out that the I've seen on golf carts a little low oil light on the dash. So it turns out that's an option. Not everyone has it. So I'll probably end up adding that because I kind of like that feature. So I think we got to put oil in it. And I still got to fix that one terminal. And then we put a battery in it. And I got the NoCo jumper box. That thing's amazing. And I think we're ready. Will it start? Will it start? Here's the broken terminal. Hopefully I can find a ring terminal big enough. Okay, we're one terminal away from the first attempt to start. So I found one. Took a while. Well, no, it didn't take a while to find it, but it wasn't the right size. Too small, so I had to drill it out, which is really hard. That took a while. Okay. Now we'll heat this up. A little too much. This is the one with the glue in it. So you gotta take this off because this thing leaks. Found that out the hard way. Whole bottle was empty. So let's put this back on. Bring you to the other side. Get some dielectric grease actually. Don't don't have any. It's at school, of course. I do have silicone grease, or silicone lubricant, so I'll just spray some of that. I had to spray this connection in PB and let it sit for a little bit so I didn't break the terminal off the solenoid. And I lied. We still have to put the choke on, and we also have to, the ground cable is down there still, we gotta bring it up. Just gonna take this nut off, run the wire through, put the nut back on. Run the wire through the crimp. Okay, looks about right. We'll drop it down some. Well, don't want to get another wrench, so just use an adjustable. Okay, that's good. Now we'll pull this cable tight. And tighten this, which is Phillips. Can't get it tight enough, so we'll just I guess it is tight. Okay, test it out. All the way down. Choke. Push it back. Perfect. Now, the throttle cable, when the kid removed it before me, he cut it. So I ordered a new one on eBay. But I want to see if it starts, so we'll just hold this down with our hand. And if it does, tomorrow I kind of want to drive it because that cable won't be here for probably a week. So I'm going to see if I can repair that cable just for temporary purposes. So let's fill this up with oil. I don't know how much goes in it, so we're just going to keep checking it. So I'm going to lower it. Lower it off the jack stand so that we get a accurate reading. I'm gonna whiz that valve cover off so that we can pour the oil in much easier. I dropped one, so okay. Got my leftover oil from when I did an oil change on my truck. Just use this. Now we'll just have to keep checking it. Golden. go ahead and check it because I really don't want to have to drain any out before I even start it. Okay. I don't hear anything leaking at the bottom, which is good. Still need more. I still spill some. Let that run down. Okay, takes a lot of oil. Still not there. There's no fuel in the carburetor, so it's definitely going to take a second to start. Okay, finally got something on the dipstick. Okay, still need to put more in. Just a tiny bit. Okay, try that. Give it a second. Still need a bit more. Yep, still need more. It's probably too much. That's just about right. So we're good there. Put this cover back on. Make sure the gasket's in place. Grab some oil. Put it on the gasket. O-ring. It's an O-ring, not a gasket. Grab the one I dropped. Okay. Tighten it up. I'm just going to put a piece of tape over that until I get a new one. Okay, so I collect some batteries. So I will have a battery to put in it, but I don't have any bolts for the terminals. So I'm just going to use my jumper pack. Should probably clean some of this stuff up. Just by pushing it out of the way, right? Okay, excited. All right, let's see what happens. Let me connect the battery and get back with you. Okay, here we go. It's gonna take a while because there's no gas in the car, but let's give it a try. that's the nicest starting thing I've ever seen. Doesn't have the air filter on it, so I'm gonna need to pull the choke a little bit, and the carb's still dirty. But that is awesome for a big gouge in the piston, and alternator's charging. I saw 15 volts. You couldn't see it because this tire wasn't spinning, but the other one was. Check that. It's awesome. Works. So let me go get the air filter, put it on, and test it. And didn't even use ether. Didn't even use ether. Okay, so I'm looking at this, at the throttle cable here. You can see this is where it's been cut. So what I'm thinking is, what I'll do. Okay, as I was saying, here's the throttle cable. It was cut. So what I'm gonna do is pull each cable out. I'm gonna snip only a little bit off this side. And then this one I'm gonna have to cut far up here. And what I'm gonna try to do, I did order a new one. But what I'm gonna try to do is, I don't know if you could solder those, so I'm gonna try it, see what happens. So let me pull this cable out so I can cut it. Okay, should be enough. I'll only snip a little bit off. About that much. Can always go more if we have to. Just like that. Poke the cable back through. Now we'll cut this one. Okay. Should probably cut more, because if you see this, right, so that's how much room there is, but then I'm going to try soldering it, so you're going to need the room for that solder glob to go up, and that's how far. I mean, I don't know, probably somewhere around here is where it stops. So might as well just cut some more off. Okay, nothing left. Alright, so just push these together. Hopefully we could solder it, I'm not sure. Let me go find some solder. Okay, so the solder didn't work. I guess it doesn't like the steel cable, so I came up with a better idea. That's just a wire butt connector. Slips on nice and tight. Put both in. So I don't know, should I use this one or the insulated one? That'd probably be better. Get a better bite on it. Okay, make sure it's in all the way. Okay. Give it a good bite. Now this one, make sure it's in all the way. Okay. Check that out. Now we'll just heat shrink it. Okay, let's put it back on, see what happens. I think that's gonna work. Hopefully we have enough room here to here. I think we will. Let's go put it on. There, it's a little bit better. Well, the cable idea didn't work, so just to wait until we get a new cable, but the Easy Go is a go. Can't wait. Can't wait to take it out, mess with it.